Hey, everybody. This is Sharika Matthews of Live Life Beyond Barriers. How's everybody doing this evening? I'm going to give people a few minutes. Hey, Damon. I remember, what did you say? I remember Tupac saying something about that in one of his songs. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to tell y'all something funny. I actually was not allowed to listen to a lot of music growing up. So I never owned any of Tupac. I probably really realized who Tupac was until probably around high school, like right around Biggie and Tupac got killed. It's really when I really knew who they were. So, but I do want to talk about what's your definition of hell. I'm going to type it up here. Because we all have different definitions of hell, right? When we think about it, the most common definition is a place that you go to if you don't get into heaven, right? Hell is also defined as separation from God. Hell is defined as this fire and brimstone place with unimaginable heat meant to torture us. Hell is also, some people think that earth is hell, that what we're experiencing right now here on earth is hell. But I want to offer you a different definition of hell. So hell is that moment that you get towards the end of your life, you look back and you begin to realize all you could have become, all you could have experienced, but you didn't. That is hell. And the reason you didn't become the person that God intended for you to become, the reason that you didn't experience all that you could have experienced is because you were afraid. You were afraid of taking a risk. You were afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. You were afraid of stepping into your power. You were afraid to trust God. You were afraid of ridicule. You were afraid of rejection. You were afraid of doing something different or being different than everybody else. You were simply afraid. And that's why you did not become all that you could have become. So you get to the end of your life and you look back and you're like, man, I could have done more. I could have been more. I could have experienced more. I could have loved more. I could have done so much more if I wasn't so afraid. And I'm going to tell you this, that sense you're feeling, that is called regret. I'm going to read you something the Bible says. The Bible says in Proverbs 15:13, it says, a glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow of heart, the spirit is crushed. You don't want to get to the end of your life, or if you're in a place right now where you're looking back on your life and your spirit is crushed because you're experiencing this sense of regret that you did not become all you could have become, that you are not the person that you thought that you were. You have not experienced all the things that you wanted to experience by this point in your life. You never wrote that book. You never started a business. You never got married. You never had children. You never went back and got that degree. You never went and traveled the world. You never did all the things that you thought that you would have done by now. And so now your spirit is crushed. You're feeling this sense of regret. And that is hell, when you have to live with that sense of regret, knowing that you never lived up to your full potential. You never became the whole person that God intended for you to become. That is painful. That is regret. And the very root cause of all of that is fear. It is fear. It's fear that's holding you back from experiencing life. It's fear that's holding you back from stepping out. It's fear that makes you say, no, I'm going to stay right where I am because it's comfortable and it feels good. That is fear. And I'm going to tell you guys that, anytime I show up here, I'm not just giving you things that I've read. I'm telling you about stuff I've experienced. And I will tell you this, for a very, very, very long time, I was afraid person to step into the calling that was on my life. I was simply afraid. Let me tell y'all this. Like I said earlier, I lived a very sheltered childhood, right? And so I grew up in church, like really, really strict church. And all the things that I was taught about people who were great in church or great in the Bible, they all experienced all these hardships, all these setbacks, all these discouragements. I'm like, if that's the price of following God, if that's the price of stepping into my purpose and using my gifts, I'll pass. I really don't want the struggle. I really don't want the heartache. I really don't want the discouragement. I really don't want the setback. So God, I'm good. I don't really want all of this stuff. Excuse me. I'm good right where I am. I'm good in my comfort zone. I like being normal. So God, I don't want that. And so I found myself just living life as normal, just being who I thought I was supposed to be within my little box that I drew for myself. But what ended up happening is the longer I stayed there, the more uncomfortable I began to feel, the more restless I began to feel. A sense of regret. I didn't know what it was at the time, but it was just this uneasiness, this I don't even know how to describe it. It's just it's almost like that feeling you get when something's crawling on your skin. Kind of like that. It's like, oh, it's like I gotta shake something off, or I gotta do something different. I just didn't want to, until one day that uncomfortableness got so uncomfortable. I was like, all right, God, I'll do things your way. I'll go ahead and I'll step out, and I will do this thing that you called me to do. And so I did. And just like I predicted, I got hit with all kinds of discouragement, setbacks, disappointments, heartache, pain, all the stuff I was afraid of experiencing, which is why it took me so long to step into it. I began to experience. And that's a fact. That is the truth. I experienced all of it. And I will tell you this, I have cried more times than what I would care to admit to any single person. I kid you not. And those tears that I cried were tears of the pain that I was feeling. It was a tears of heartache, of feeling rejected, the tears of heartache of experiencing failure, the tears of heartache of experiencing setbacks and disappointments. But then those same tears in those moments that I was crying ended up changing into tears of, I was thinking that I wanted to give up. I was thinking that I wanted to just throw in the towel and go back to where I came from, go back to my life as normal. And so those tears became those tears of thinking about giving up, thinking about throwing in the towel. I'm like, I can't do that. If I go back and give up and not do all the things that God has called me to do, and be all the things that God has called me to be, and have all the things that God has called me to have, I'm going to regret that. And I realized the pain of not doing the thing that I was called to do, the pain of not going after my God-given vision, my God-given dreams, that pain is greater than the temporary pain that I am experiencing while I'm going after the things that God has called me to go after. It was greater. So I had to make a choice. I had to decide that I could endure this temporary pain to go after my long-term goals and trust God, because I did not want to experience this regret, this crushing of my spirit, knowing that I gave up too soon, knowing that I threw in the towel, knowing that I did not do all the things that God has created me to do and to be and to have. That is hell. And I simply did not want that. I did not want to experience that. And this is something that I've learned. I don't care how you try to avoid this, you cannot avoid this. I don't care how much you love Jesus. I don't care how much you love God. I don't care how much you go to church. I don't care if you speak in 10,000 tongues. I don't care. There is no way for you to avoid disappointments. There is no way for you to avoid heartache. You are going to experience some kind of pain in your life, okay? Let's get that out the way. I cannot promise you that you're going to live life just pain-free and challenge-free, all because you decided to go after all the things that God has promised you. I can't promise you that, because that's not a true statement. You are going to experience it. But here's the thing that I tell my clients all the time. God does not allow anything to come towards you, to come into your life, to completely destroy you. He does not do that. He does not allow anything to come into your life to completely destroy you. What he does do is allow things to come into your life to build you up, to strengthen you, to deepen your faith, to give you the tools and the resources and the knowledge and the experience you need to get to the next level, so that you could be all that you're supposed to be, so that you can have all that you're supposed to have, so you can do all you're supposed to do. That's why these things happen. God will not put more on you than what you can bear. But with every temptation, he provides a way of escape so that you can stand up under it. So the pain, this temporary pain that you're experiencing, this temporary discomfort that you're experiencing is all temporary. It has not come to destroy you. So let's just get over that. And one thing I want to say, and if this offends somebody, I apologize in advance. It's not my intent to offend anybody. I have got to say this. We have gotten to be some weak-minded people. We have really become weak-minded. We believe that we are so weak that we cannot do anything. We are so weak that we cannot withstand challenges. We are so weak that we cannot withstand setbacks and discouragements. But that is not the truth. God has given you his Holy Spirit, which is the spirit of strength. So you can endure all these excuses that we're giving ourselves for not investing in our business or investing in our dreams or traveling the world or doing everything else is because we've accepted this lie that we're weaker than what we are, that we don't have the resource or the talent to acquire the tools or the money or the knowledge we need to go after what it is that we're going after. Hey, Tanisha, thank you. And I know this is the truth because I've experienced it. I'm telling y'all, the person I am today, I was not that person a year ago. Heck, I probably wasn't even this person 6 months ago or 3 years ago, whatever the case may be, because every challenge I've gone through has made me stronger. Every time I thought I was weak, God proved me strong. And it's not because of who I am in the flesh. It's because of who I am in the spirit, because I've learned to rely on the Spirit of God to give me the strength, to show me the way of escape when I need a way of escape. And so I want you guys to release this falsehood that you are weak. You are so much stronger than what you believe you are. The God in you is so much stronger than what you believe that God is. You are capable of so much more than what you think you are capable of. But you've got to be willing to stretch yourself. You've got to be willing to step out on faith. You have got to be willing to follow your dreams and take a risk. Life is all about risk. You've got to be willing to take it so that you can really know who you are. You don't really know what you're made of if you live inside of a safety zone all the time. You don't know how strong you are, how smart you are, how capable you are if you never experience anything in your life. So stop being afraid of experiencing life. Life is dynamic. Life is good. Life has its ups and its downs. And yeah, I've had my downs. I don't like in my downs, okay? I don't like it. I tell God that all the time, God, I don't like being in this valley. But I know the valley is necessary. I know that there's a lesson for me to learn in that valley. So don't release that. Just release it right now. Hey, Tanisha, you said, I have experienced that also. I can definitely relate. Yeah. I believe that all of us can relate to that, right? We all have felt weak. We all have gone through challenges. We all have been afraid of taking a risk. And there are some risks and some decisions that we are going to make as we're pursuing our dreams, as we're going after all the things that we believe that God has created for us. We are going to make some decisions that is not going to be the best decision. And here's the other truth I want y'all to know. God is capable of correcting your path. God is capable of correcting your mistakes. And that's why I don't know how to say this. Is kind of where my confidence comes from, really. Yeah, there are times I still cry. Yeah, there are times I still get discouraged. But those times that I'm crying and discouraged, they become shorter in duration. Because I know if I made a mistake, that God is strong enough and smart enough to lead me down the right way, to go before me, make my crooked places straight so that I can get back on the right path. That is where my confidence comes from. It's not in the confidence in me always making the right decision to be the best woman, to be the best coach, to be the best woman, to be the best speaker. It's not about me making those right decisions all the time, but it is me having confidence in God and having the confidence in the God in me to lead me down the best pathway. But if I'm hard-headed and decide to do things my own way and get myself in a mess, I still trust God to get me out of that mess. So that's what it means by having the God confidence. See, your posture, your authority, and your power comes from the God in you. It comes from your trust in God. And I tell people this all the time. My background is in engineering, so I love math and science. So it was really, really hard for me to really understand this whole concept of God and Jesus and spirituality, because it's math and science. I'm used to things adding up. I'm used to things being tangible. But the more I've grown as a person, as a former engineer and a scientist and all this, the more I realized that science and religion agree. We are both flesh and spirit. And so when you recognize that you are flesh and spirit, that you are spirit before you are flesh, that the core of who you are is spirit, that should encourage you to develop who you are on the spiritual side, develop your faith, develop your relationship with God, develop your relationship with your spirit self, because your spirit self is enduring, your spirit self is strong, your spirit self is wise. Who knows the mind of God, the spirit of God? So you have the spirit of God within you. Therefore, you have access to the mind of God, to know where he wants you to go, to know what he wants you to say, to know what he wants you to do. So I just went all off script, guys. Excuse me. There's some water here. So I just really want to reiterate the fact that you are so much stronger than what you think you are, but you have got to tap into your spiritual side in order to know that strength. So the question that I want to end our discussion with tonight, and I really want you guys to think about this. What do you want to experience? Either at this moment or at the end of your life. So you're in this moment right now. You look back on your life and you look at where you are right now. Are you all that you could have become? Have you used your time wisely? Have you used your gifts wisely? Have you attained all that God has intended for you to attain in this moment in your life? Only you can answer that question. Then I want you to think about 40, 50, 60, 70 years from now, when you reach the end of your life and you look back. Do you want to experience heaven, or do you want to experience hell when you look back on your life? When you look back in your life, do you want to look back and say, you know what? I stepped out on faith. I took that risk. I took that challenge, and I became all that I was supposed to become. And I impacted all the lives I was supposed to impact, and I did all the things I was supposed to do. I am experiencing the sense of heaven now because I lived my life fully. Or do you want to experience hell? When you look back and say, I was too afraid to step out. I was too afraid to take a risk. I did not become who I was supposed to be as a wife. I did not become who I was supposed to be as a mother. I did not become who I was supposed to be as a person. I did not use my gifts. I did not use my time. I did not use my talent. And I see that all the things I was supposed to be, do, and have, and I never did it. Oh my gosh. And now time has run out. I can't get a do-over. Unfortunately, life doesn't have a do-over. So you have to make a decision. Do you want to experience heaven, or do you want to experience hell when you get to the end of your life? And I'm not talking about salvation here. I'm just talking about the quality of your life. If you are in a position right now where you have looked back on your life that you experienced thus far, and you know that you're not living up to your fullest potential, you know that you are not being the person that God intended for you to be, you don't have all the things that God intended for you to have, and you're not doing all the things that God has called for you to do, I want to have a conversation with you. I am actually looking for 5 women to work with me in my 6-week coaching and mentoring program so that I can help you be, do, and have all that God has for you. But these women, they have to be in a place where you're ready to step out of your comfort zone. You have to be in a place where you're ready to take a risk and commit to yourself. And most importantly, trust in God and trust the process. If this is you, I want to invite you to apply for one of my free discovery calls here. Even if we decide that we don't work together in a coaching relationship, let's just have this discovery call anyway, so I can understand where you are in life, where you believe that God is leading you, and how I can help you get there. If we're supposed to work together, great. If not, I could give you a resource to help you, to guide you to the best place, to help you get to bridge that gap from where you are to where you want to be. So apply for a free discovery call now at bit.ly/I am ready for change. And I'll type that here on the screen so you guys can see it. bit.ly /I am ready, the number 4 and the word change. So I hope that this broadcast has been a true blessing to you, and I really hope it's giving you food for thought. I really hope it's giving you something to think about, pray over, and really be honest with yourself about what's holding you back. Are you ready to stop making excuses? Because if today was your last day here on earth and you look back, did you become all you were supposed to become? Did you do all the things you were supposed to do? If the answer is no, then you and I need to have a conversation. So definitely apply for my free discovery call at bit.ly/I am ready for change. Hey, Renata. Hey, Renata. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure I didn't miss any more comments here. You are so welcome, honey. Thank you for joining me tonight. I think I got all the comments. Yes, Tanisha. Thank you for joining me, you guys. And thank you guys for engaging me on this broadcast. And I also want to encourage you to like it, to share it, because again, this is free information. Each and every time I show up, my purpose is to equip and empower you with the information and the inspiration you need so that you can have a transformation in your life and in your relationships. So share this with your family, share this with your friends, because you never know who this message could be for if it's not for you. So I want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight. If you have any questions or comments about anything that I've said, just leave a comment below, or you can send me a message here on Facebook. All right, you guys, I hope to see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. All right, bye-bye.